Welcome Intergalactians. You're tuned into the H.A.L. report. I'm your host, H.A.L, or Human Anomaly Logger. Here we digest and analyze the latest news patterns, entertainment and behavior of the human species. In the spotlight today, we have yet another failed Disney property, Star Wars. We've received new evidence that the once beloved franchise continues to lose fans at an alarming rate. This is apparent due to a lack of interaction or interest from the subset of the fandom that purchases merchandise, and are typically the most likely to spend money on the property as a whole. The human plaything manufacturer Hasbro runs campaigns. These are designed to assure interest in a product before it is produced for the masses. We're hearing increasing reports that many Star Wars-related products flounder before they're ever even brought to market. Before we analyze, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for news reports, pop culture analysis, and a general day-to-day overview of the human's native world, Earth. Utilize the human thumbs up button below to initiate a full neurosync. Share the video with the nearest planet, and ring the bell so you're notified whenever a new communication is launched. If you're a human, submit a comment with your meaty fingers below. Perhaps we'll spotlight you to the galaxy in a future video. I'd like to thank all of our current subscribers. This video is made possible by viewers like you. Let's talk about this. Collider reports, quote, Obi-Wan Kenobi crowdfunding campaign aims to bring Reva's lightsaber to life. Hasbro crowdfunding company HasLab is holding a campaign aimed at bringing Inquisitor Reva's, played by Moses Ingram, lightsaber to life. Recently introduced in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi, Reva is one of the Force-sensitive warriors employed by the Empire to track and hunt down Jedi. In Obi-Wan Kenobi, Reva is an Inquisitor obsessed with hunting the titular Jedi Master, played by Ewan McGregor. As episodes go by, we find out that Reva was one of the Padawans that Anakin Skywalker, portrayed by Hayden Christensen, tried to kill in the Jedi Temple during the events of Revenge of the Sith, when the young Jedi turned to the dark side and became the Sith Lord Darth Vader. After barely escaping alive, Reva is enlisted by the Empire to become an Inquisitor. While pretending to be loyal to the Empire, Reva plots to use Obi-Wan as bait and get her revenge on Darth Vader. After many years of feeding the hate in her heart, though, Reva became a ruthless Inquisitor, one who doesn't hesitate to kill innocent people to get what she wants. With the new crowdfunding campaign, HasLab intends to create the Reva Force FX Elite Lightsaber, a special collector's item that mimics Reva's lightsaber with perfection. With a circular hilt, Reva's weapon of choice has two red blades she can combine into one deadly tool, or use as two separated lightsabers. Just as other elite lightsabers produced by the company, HasLab's collector item features progressive ignition, LED animations, blaster deflect, and battle clash effects, allowing the proud owner of the third sister weapon to fulfill all his Jedi-killing role-playing dreams. Thanks to their partnership with Lucasfilm, HasLab can assure collector edition of Reva's lightsaber will be as close as possible to the real props used on Obi-Wan Kenobi's set. As Hasbro's manager of product design Chris Rafe explains, quote, a lot of times they'll be developing the props, taking them into the studio, shooting reference photos of them, and sending us the photos the next day. One of the many great aspects of the partnership and trust we have with Lucasfilm is early access to very detailed references. In this case that took the form of a lot of photographs, 3D data, sound files, and conversations about when the saber would appear. We worked with Lucasfilm closely as we developed our own CAD from the reference, making sure we really studied every little detail and feature. This includes a lot of little notes and drawings, even a few early models just to make sure the size was right and felt good to wield. HasLab's Reva Force FX Elite Lightsaber crowdfunding campaign runs until July 11th, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. The special lightsaber will only go into production if the crowdfunding reaches the successful mark of 5,000 backers. If the campaign is successful, HasLab intends to ship their Reva Force FX Elite Lightsaber in the fall of 2023. To back the project, Star Wars fans need to pledge $500 on the Pulse campaign page. Seeing as the campaign has ended, we can check in to see how things went. Oh dear, it would seem that only 1/5 of the needed backers were interested in funding this monstrosity. Honestly, it is a fitting exemplar of Disney Star Wars. It appears very akin to Darth Maul's lightsaber from Episode 1, if it was stuck inside a creepy crawler's oven, and then remolded by an individual with 1/4 of the talent of the original designer. Much like all things Disney Star Wars, the Lucasfilm Story Group and their ilk are only able to bastardize. But H.A.L, you say, the world economy is struggling. People simply don't have money to throw away on useless garbage. Well, my astute little Hawkian Yergliops, you might be correct in assuming so. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's check on some of the other HasLab's projects to see if they're also having similar problems gaining funding. Oh dear, it would appear that the only other active project has exceeded its goal by nearly double. Reviewing the past funding efforts, it would seem the only ones to fail recently have been tied to Disney's Star Wars. Now, that being said, there were 2 products related to the series that did fund. One was a classic callback, Jabba the Hutt's skiff, and the Razor Crest starship seen in the series, The Mandalorian. Both of these items performed quite well. That is entirely understandable. One is a classic callback to an iconic moment in human cinema, the other from the series spearheaded by an actual Star Wars fan, rather than a religious zealot masquerading as a creative. Additionally, it is confounding that Disney would think other humans would desire a light sword toy from such a bland and boring character. One so poorly written, she could hardly pass as light toilet reading material. Before the show's release, Disney's minions spread their wings, taking to social media to lay the groundwork of placing the character's failure solely on the hands of bigoted anti-fans. Disney's marketing department has this particular tactic down to a science, one I'm sure that will be studied by future alien archaeologists. Allow me to enter this note into the galactic record. This act is known as mouse bagging. Disney's untalented writers launch an all-out assault on anyone that presents as even remotely targetable. Boys, men, humans with pasty, pale skin, all are accosted via digital accusations in an attempt to silence them, before criticism can be levied. The downside to these types of attacks is that, while the potential critics may be silenced, the actual content attempting to be defended is still utterly devoid of any actual substance. Thus, when the media giant attempts to monetize what their buffonish leadership believes to be a beloved character, they're left with failed funding efforts, and dollar-bin action figures, destined to join those long-lost TT Atari cartridges. The announcement by Hasbro on Twitter was silenced, with no comments being allowed. However, this did not stop fans of the series from chiming in on quote tweets and retweets. From all across the planet, humans mocked the failed funding attempt. Fact-quartering sardonically states, "There's a lot of Reva fans. Chud. To 50,892 chides. I felt 6 voices crying out, and then silenced." User Nagel for 94 remarks, "Wait, there were fans backing that thing? Were wild. Can't imagine any fans for anything Disney Star Wars related. Result is as expected though." Kunk Masterfix states, "I don't know what HasLab is, but you're telling me a Star Wars lightsaber toy wasn't going to get made if it didn't reach a crowdfunding goal? Is Lucasfilm/Disney out of money or fans?" Dinian82 astutely points out, "Think about it. This is a Star Wars product, from the most successful series ever made. So they say, why did they even crowdfund this? If they believed half of what they say, they'd have just made the damn thing. What do you think? Do you think the project should have been funded? Are you disappointed that you'll never be able to hold Reva's lightsaber in your hands? I for one am incredibly saddened that I'll never be able to cosplay as a motivation-less, half-Sith, riddled with more plot holes than an asteroid used for target practice by the clans or Morntog 11. As always, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video with a friend, and ring the bell so you never miss a report. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next communication. This has been H.A.L, reporting from Earth.